would ask us, why are you still here? With the constant sirens alerting us to the drones and missiles flying towards our city, why would you choose to stay? I didn't know that one day that would even be a question I'd ever have to think about. The question I was asking myself when I was a student in college was, do I continue with the plan that I had all laid out when I first entered college? Or do I say yes to a one-year internship with InterVarsity right after graduation? That was a really hard question for me. As the first one in my family to go to college, I loved my field of study. I was at my dream school in California. I was studying genetics. I was on the pre-med track. My future looked promising. The problem is, I had a powerful encounter with Jesus in my second year of college, and it made it hard to keep things going according to my plan. It was at Mark Camp, which is where you study the book of Mark and you go line by line, verse by verse, walking with Jesus through the stories. My senior year, we're now in the last week of his life, and you see the story of the unnamed woman, the one who brings her precious alabaster jar and breaks it to anoint Jesus. And people are thinking, what a waste. A year's worth of wages. What a waste. Everyone in my family knew my plans. Would they think it was a waste? If I worked with InterVarsity for a year, 1 year, to give up going by my plan, 1 year to saying yes to this invitation instead. And the thing is, I loved students, and I especially loved skeptical students because that was me. My Bible study leaders and staff loved me by taking the time to listen, to answer my questions, and pray with me when I was searching. My life was so transformed by Jesus through my InterVarsity chapter. Of course, I wanted other students to experience that same love and care about their questions. So I said yes to 1 year, and that 1 year made a beautiful mess of all of my plans. Because the thing is, that year happened to be an Urbana year. And here I was at Urbana 2012, newly engaged to my now husband, James, who I would not have met had I said yes to this internship. But we hear about InterVarsity staff serving students, but not just locally on college campuses, but that InterVarsity staff are serving students all around the world. I didn't know that InterVarsity had a whole department that sent staff to serve students in other countries with IFES. And this was called InterVarsity Link. So we're at Urbana and we're at this seminar, and I hear of all the countries that are asking for Link staff and inviting us. And Ukraine is in the top 10. James and I feel a burning in our hearts about the same place, Ukraine. So we start praying. In a retreat of silence following that Urbana, we put this question before the Lord: do we go? And separately, we both get an image. Jesus is standing at the ticket counter with plane tickets, and he says, go, but not yet. And I'm thinking, not yet? What does that mean? It's now the winter of 2013, and students in Ukraine are protesting in the capital of Kyiv. And imagine, this group of 400 turns into 1 million in a week. James and I are watching this unfold, and we're asking ourselves, do we still go? The timing couldn't be more critical. Young people in Ukraine are experiencing so much change in their country and asking questions about their future. If the light of the gospel was in the university during this time of turmoil and instability, how might that transform the country? Now was the time to go. So in 2015, we moved to Ukraine with a 4-month-old. So this was a wonderful surprise that Jesus already knew about, because when he gave me those plane tickets during our prayer time almost 2 years ago, it wasn't only 2 tickets for James and I. It was more than 2 tickets, but I didn't understand why. At that time, I just assumed another Link staff would be going with us, and I thought, oh yay, a team! In these 10 years of being campus staff in Ukraine, we've been medically evacuated during my 2nd pregnancy, and then war evacuated when the full-scale invasion started almost 4 years ago. And we're still finding ourselves back in Ukraine, serving and loving our students, because there are so many people looking for answers. We sit with students in their grief, in all their pain, and we as believers know the one who can hold it all. Because love doesn't evacuate when there's suffering. He didn't leave us in our mess, and he drew near to us in our pain. And now he sends us to draw near to others in theirs. We've seen our students respond to the upheaval in their country, in their lives, with an openness to the gospel. We've seen the church become a shelter, and in the rubble of uncertainty, we've seen a different kind of hope when you cannot bomb or bury. Urbana, I don't know your major. I don't know your plans. I don't know your pain, but I know the one who calls. And he's inviting each one of us. Will you widen your map and see the world that is out there? What is your precious alabaster jar that you can bring to Jesus, but that others might think, what a waste? In the story, the others scolded her for it, but Jesus defended her by saying, truly I say to you, wherever the gospel is preached in the whole world, what this woman has done will also be spoken of in memory to her. Urbana, I have 3 invitations for you to consider. Pray concretely, pray boldly, pray specifically. Don't allow all the opportunities you hear about here overwhelm you. Ask him, do I go here or here? Is it this, Lord, or is it this? Because vague prayers lead to vague results. The next one, talk to a guide. Meet an InterVarsity Link staff while you're here. There are over 30 of us here flying in from different countries all around the world to serve here at Urbana. Talk to an IFES leader. Many are here with us, and you can meet them at the IFES lounge. Come, stop by. My Ukrainian co-staff Marina is here with me, traveling from Ukraine this week to be here with you at Urbana. We are so lucky, so blessed to have our IFES brothers and sisters here at Urbana. And the last one, commit to serving alongside students somewhere overseas. Go on a global program to one of our IFES movements this summer. Meet our IFES students who are also Bible study leaders in their countries and who are trying to reach their campuses for the gospel. If you love students, consider joining Link staff and ask the question, God, where can I serve? Find me by the Blue Whale at the InterVarsity missions booth, and let's pray together. When I return to Ukraine next week, the answer to the question of why are we still living there is a lot easier to answer when you have been so transformed by Jesus. The not being there would be a lot harder of a question to answer. Дякую вам всім за ваші молитви. Thank you for your prayers. Please continue to pray for God's shalom in Ukraine, my beloved home.
All right, Urbana. How many of you